All right, guys, as you can see here, we are at the MOA Expo in Taiwan 2024. And like in the name, it's in Taiwan, so we flew a great ways away to be here to see what is at the beating heart of the airsoft industry. As you know, airsoft products are all manufactured overseas here in Asia, such as Taiwan, Hong Kong, China, Japan, those countries. And they all come here every year for a trade show to demonstrate what the new up-and-coming next products are. So it is going to be a bit of a culture shock. So I am expecting to see a lot of things that are very different. Probably a lot of stuff that we probably are not legally allowed to import into the US, obviously for trademark, copyright, legal reasons, stuff like that. But it's just really cool to see how the Asian airsoft market, how they think, how the industry works. And hopefully we will have really good insight into how to further progress airsoft as a culture, as a community, as an industry in the US for years to come. All right, guys, we're at the Lancer Tactical booth here at MOA 2024. Like I said before, it is a pretty exciting time and opportunity to be at a trade show where it's just all airsoft. And over here, we have a lot of pretty cool things that Lancer Tactical is doing for the airsoft gas blowback pistol scene. Starting off with stuff that they already have are going to be the Dr. Black slide barrel and frame kits that they have available. It's available already right now, guys, but Lancer Tactical has decided just to already dress them up on a base Tokyo Marui HI-CAPA, so that way they can show off the thing in its final form. And let me tell you, this thing is light. It weighs absolutely nothing. This is ludicrous with how much weight reduction you're getting from these Dr. Black components here. So you have like a gold and purple one over here, which I think is pretty cool. You see a lot of your inner workings, inner components here on the slide. That's like one thing that I kind of noticed from Dr. Black in general, is that you get to see a lot of your internal working components. So if you're kind of into that, creating like a very, I guess you would say, unique, custom, one-of-a-kind style airsoft HI-CAPA, Dr. Black is definitely the way to go. I mean, look at this. We have like a bronze one that has a ton of, again, these huge window cuts, tons of weight savings. And I think the bronze colorway looks really good too, especially this geometric pattern over here on the outer barrel. You can just kind of see everything. That is pretty freaking sweet. And even things that, this doesn't even really look like a HI-CAPA with everything's cut off, but as you can see, again, there's just so much weight reduction on this thing. Next up, we have things like, for example, the Baba Yaga 2, which, by the way, is a really good fan favorite. It's great because it was just built from the ground up to accept CO2, which is probably one of the first airsoft HI-CAPAs out there that kind of offer this capability, just designed from the ground up to take CO2. But now it is refreshed in that bronze and FDE brown, tan, peanut butter colorway, which I think looks absolutely killer, especially when you have like the nice polished bronze with that matte paint finish. I think it looks pretty sick. And you get all the same great features that you get from the Baba Yaga 2. So I think that is pretty sweet. The LTX competition. This thing looks absolutely nuts. You're gonna get the polymer frame, a metal slide, but it's a full travel, full blowback action slide, which is cool. But here on the outer barrel, you have a fixed red dot mounting point. And as you can see, tons of different mounting options for your different kinds of micro red dot sights over here. Tons of weight reduction cuts and porting. So this guy's gonna be super snappy. You got a threaded outer barrel, you have the Picatinny rail down here. And the best part is, it comes with a punch switch, a nice flared magwell, and completely Tokyo Marui G series compatible. So tons of parts availability and upgradability already as is, but you get the nice static red dot sight over here. So when you're shooting the pistol, you don't have to worry about the dot dancing around as it reciprocates, right? It's gonna stay exactly still, so your follow-up shots, your, I guess, overtime accuracy is gonna be a lot better with something like this. Now, moving towards something like the licensing game, which Lancer Tactical has been very diligent on doing, is going to be their collaboration with Landers Weapon Systems. So this one is going to be, I believe it's called the Range Hammer. So you get these really nice deep serrations, and this is also going to be the same OEM as Dr. Black. So getting the same quality of manufacturing with like the high quality aluminum CNC work is going to be huge. And they're going to start out first with these aluminum slide kits that are gonna be coming out, but they're also working on giving you guys the full finished product as well. So you can expect to see probably like a fully built airsoft gas weapon pistol sometime in the future, but we are gonna start out with slides here with Lancer's weapon systems. And the best part is that it's compatible with the Umarex Glock system, which is fantastic. I've been hankering. I've been yelling at every single manufacturer out there. Believe me, like I've been yelling at them for years. Come out with aftermarket slides for the damn Umarex Glock. Turn it into a platform, and they're finally doing it. And it has the integrated optic plate, obviously, so it can take an optic. And let me tell you, even this being like a production sample, like a prototype, this thing is snappy. And the last thing here is gonna be just a Tandem Cross Cthulhu, but offered in a ton of different colorways. So I believe the classic option is just gonna be the red colorway, which you guys already know and love. But now they've opened up the colorways to pretty much every color of the rainbow. In fact, I think one of the coolest ones is gonna be the rainbow, the oil spill rainbow colorway, which is pretty sweet. Just the way it color shifts depending on which angle you look at it is pretty sweet. It's either this, it's a toss-up between this and the chrome silver. I'm not really much of a chrome guy, but the Tandem Cross Cthulhu in that black and chrome colorway is actually kind of sweet. So those are some of the really cool pistol offerings that they are gonna be having in the near future. And oh, finally this came back. Problem with the trade show is that people just pick this up and walk away with it. But yeah, from Lancer's Weapon Systems is gonna be this is it, the Tomahawk. Okay, so this one has a really big window port at the top for weight reduction, and it's in collaboration with Veil Solutions. So you get the Tomahawk logo here, you get the Veil Solutions logo, and you get the Lancer's Weapon System logo, which is pretty sweet. And again, this is gonna be available for the Umarex Glock system, specifically the Gen 5. So you guys out there that are trying to build out your Umarex Glock, you guys have a way to really spruce it up. And if you guys are running TM, if you guys are TM junkies all the way through, they will be coming out with versions for the TMG series as well. So that's pretty much it for the pistols, but let's move on to the bigger airsoft guns, the rifles.
What's going on, guys? Substituting for Boaz here. We're at the Lancer Tactical booth right now. We're showing off some of the newest stuff that is being shown off right now for the MOA Show 2024. Starting off strong is going to be the new Gen 4 concepts that are going to be coming out, the URGI Gen 4s. Now, the receiver is still going to be, up in the air as to what the final design will be, but just to let people know and get them excited that the URGI versions will be available as well. And there are going to be two lengths I have with me here. The carbine length, my favorite of them. I know Boaz is more of a shorty guy. I don't know, maybe it says something. Anyway, I like the carbine length on here, and again, you are getting the classic URGI profile, M-LOK rail system on here, full metal upper and lower receiver. Again, up in the air whether we are going to be going with a different design for the receiver, but again, just to let people know that it is coming. And of course, we have the SPR variant as well, much shorter. But again, I know a lot of our CQB guys do like that as well, so don't worry, we got you covered as well. And the internals are going to be using the Gen 4 internals that you are getting slowly familiar with as well. So you are still getting all that great quality performance, but with the URGI rail, which I know some people have been asking for as well. We also have a new collaboration as well, the officially licensed Type A rifles as well with the correct rail system on here as well. So any guys that are looking to build their own Obi-Wan Nairobi kits are gonna be very happy with these bad boys coming out very, very soon. We have them in two colorways at this time right now, both solid black and they have a solid tan as well. So very much something to look forward to in the future. I know I am, because I'm probably gonna build a kit for one myself, if I'm being honest. Now we have the bread and butter. The big showpiece right now is gonna be the Gen 4 series. They came out not too long ago, and my God, they are taking the airsoft world by storm. They come in two variations. Well, you'll either have the Nebula 2 variant, or you'll have the Gate versions right next to them as well, where they come included with the Gate Aster pre-installed, in addition to a CNC hop-up chamber as well. I know some people have been asking for that as well. The Gen 4s, we've talked about them already, so I would strongly recommend you check out our videos going over them in greater detail. But the Gen 4s are offering everything that the player base has been asking for a very long time from both the Gen 2s and the Gen 3s, including a much more aggressive billet full metal receiver group. We've had questions and people asking for it, and it's here. An actual locking bolt, the catch, that's very, very nice to see, very convenient. The Predator rail, again, initially I wasn't sold on it, but it just grew on me and it looks so good, especially with the slew of modern accessories that Lancer and GI have started to carry as well. And again, just a very well designed, and there are three lengths that you can get them in. You can either go for, of course, the long carbine, you can go with the SPR, or the very, very small shortened down CQB variant as well. And again, we do offer them in the Gate Aster variants as well. But honestly, my personal preference has probably got to be the Nebula 2 just because of how much improvement over the original Nebula 1. The original Nebula 1 was awesome and it was simple. The Nebula 2 just took it like one step further and added so many cool features. And actually, one of my favorite things about the Nebula version on any of these is that you actually do have a tunable trigger. It's very easy to adjust, and it literally just requires the use of one hex key through the trigger alone. Oh my goodness, it makes such a huge difference, offering that much more value to what it is that you are getting. Now again, all of these are available right now at airsoftgi.com, so make sure to go ahead and check those bad boys out. But what also is available, what's very near and dear to my heart, is gotta be the lineup of the MGC4s. Now, we have our classic Mayogang MGC4 Mark II. This has been a very hot seller for a very long time, and understandably why. The airsoft rifle built by airsofters for airsofters. But we have some new ones to go on and show off as well. These are the prototypes for the Mark III. The Mark IIIs are currently on a pre-order, but we wanted to go ahead and show off the prototypes that we have with me. Now again, there's gonna be two variations. It's gonna be the longer version and again, the shorter version as well. Both are going to become equipped with handguards that are meant to accommodate much larger, fatter mock suppressors, which I know has been very much an in vogue design choice as of recently. I know Boaz basically gaslit everyone until someone made it, so I'm glad his efforts came to fruition. We've been getting a lot of questions as to when these bad boys will become available. They're going to come in a multitude of different colors. They are going to be using the Gen 3 internals. So all the same stuff that you love from the original Gen 3 lineup with the Nebula 1 ETU is all going to be there. Of course, you have the nice carbon fiber throughout. You get the fiber front and rear sights drop stock as well. Everything you know and love from the Gen 3 internally is going to be there. Rotary style hop chamber, quick change spring system. And I love the fact that you actually get the cutouts on both the left and the right side to be able to make the adjustments to your hop up. It's a little weird seeing it on the other side, but it does make sense, honestly. It does make it a lot easier to adjust whenever you need to on the fly. And that's going to be it for Lancer Tactical, but they also are distributing some new stuff from Zion Arms as well. Very glad to see it. We do have the Mark II R15s that are available. The R15 was already a very popular option from Zion Arms, and rightfully so. They looked awesome. They have this absolutely unique, gorgeous finish to them. Then they're gonna, of course, come included with the newly redesigned rail. There's actually 3 different lengths that are gonna come as well, where again, you'll have a carbine length, you'll have an SBR length, and then a CQB, really shortened down for all of our indoor players. And they come in 2 different colorways. You have your solid black, and of course, you have this beautiful bronze on here. Again, really showing off how gorgeous of a finish that you are getting on here. And yes, for those that are wondering, it will also come included with the new Nebula 2 ETU as well, which offers so much more programmability and more features over the original Nebula version as well.
Dude, I'm at the VFC booth right now. They're making all my airsoft dreams come true. Look at this. Oh my gosh, they've finally acquired the license for Maxim Defense with their insane PDW lineup. Oh my goodness. It's good, especially this guy, especially this little small boy over here. Oh man, the PDW stock is accurate with very little battery space, obviously, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay because the PDW vibe is insane. I love the VFC. They always knock it out of the park with external build quality, with all the logos and trademarks here, just deeply laser engraved. It looks so nice. And the handguard, oh, it's so thick. It's so thick. Look at this can. It's so thick. Oh man, I can't wait to get this guy into the States and accessorize it. You have the mid-length guy, which I think is also super sick. I love how they recessed a little bit this amplifier, which I think is very tastefully done. Probably if I were to run something like this, I'll probably swap this out for a mock suppressor to get that honey badger aesthetic, of course. And in similar Maxim Defense fashion, you got that nice, chonky, thick handguard. It feels really nice to hold in the hands. I don't know what it is about it, but this guy actually has a longer stock tube, which is pretty cool. So this one will house way more battery space. And yeah, man, like I think internally it's gonna have, you know, the standard high-end VFC internals. So I think the performance should still be there. And yeah, even the little things like the little selector, it feels so nice. It's not mushy, it is very clicky. And yeah, and I think they even included the VCM Air motor grip over here, which is insanely comfortable. So keep your eyes peeled because this is probably gonna be coming to GI very soon. And I know as soon as a shipment of these get in, I'm probably gonna steal one.
I am at the LCT booth at the MOA show in 2024 with something very near and dear to my heart. Y'all know me, you know that I love myself a good old LMG, but this is something a little different. It's very light. This is the LCT M60 E4 aluminum version. So the original M60 was already a thing from LCT. However, its construction was going to be that of full steel. So this is essentially going to be halving the entire weight of the whole thing, and it's very noticeable. I can very easily one-hand this, no problem. But I'm actually very happy about this, just because, again, just being able to have an LMG that's going to be a little bit more accessible in terms of its weight. It's not going to be as cumbersome, not going to be as heavy, right? It's not going to be that much of a challenge to go ahead and run one of these for a much longer duration of time. Again, I'm very much looking forward to when this bad boy comes out because I kind of want to get one myself. Wow, look at this thing. This is freaking weird. It's cool though. This is the brand new PTK-1 HI-CAPA gas blowback airsoft pistol from LCT. I would not have expected to see a gas blowback pistol from LCT, but hey, here we are in 2024. This is going to be a very unique and interesting design. Very obviously, you got the split slide design, but some really unique features on here, including a static optic plate right up in the very front, but you also have an additional optic plate in the rear. It seems like you might be able to remove that current one for a different plate as well. So 2 different options, very cool. You do get 14mm counterclockwise threads on the outer barrel. Fiber front sight with your blacked out rears as well, and a TDC hopper chamber as well, which the wheel is already exposed, making it very easy to make your adjustments on the fly. So very, very cool. And of course, you got your standard stuff on here, like a lower accessory rail, and it should be compatible, as far as I can tell, with the standard Tokyo Marui HI-CAPA magazines as well, in addition to a slew of other upgrade components as well. But again, another really cool offering from LCT, which I'm very much excited to be carrying at Airsoft GI. All right, guys, we're now at the Arcturus booth, showing us something very interesting as well. More HI-CAPAs from brands that I would never have expected to come out with a gas blowback airsoft pistol. This is the Vanguard 4.3. It's going to be a very interesting and unique design. I actually really have been digging recently HI-CAPAs with pre-installed compensators already on there. I do love the fiber front sight on here, and again, minimum requirement for any gas blowback pistol coming out nowadays, you have to be able to mount a red dot sight of some kind. Now, I do love the sort of stylization you have on the slide on here. There's actually going to be a wide variety of different HI-CAPAs and pistols that are going to be coming out from Arcturus, so very much looking forward to it. Apparently, out of the box, they are already going to come included with some pre-installed steel upgrade components, which I'm very much excited for as well. Very curious to see how this bad boy is going to be performing. Just doing a little bit of dry firing right here. There we go. Very, very nice. Feels very, very good in the hands as well. Again, there's going to be a multitude of different options that are coming very, very soon from Arcturus, so keep your eyes peeled. More GBBRs. I was not expecting GBBRs, not especially from Arcturus. Again, I've been so impressed with their AAGs. The last thing I was expecting, other than pistols, was also a gas blowback rival, specifically of the AK-12. I am absolutely loving all the things that Arcturus has been coming out with recently. They've been absolutely cooking, and I was shocked, absolutely shocked that this was a thing. I just saw this. Honestly, I'm very curious to see how this is going to perform. Arcturus does a really good job with their AAG lineup, so gas blowback is going to be new territory, I think, for them, so we'll have to just wait and see how it's going to perform on the fields. But already I can tell it looks like it is made from absolute craftsmanship, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So much so, I think I'm going to try to steal it. So just...
All right, we are at the Maruyama booth here at MOA 2024. If you guys don't know about Maruyama, they make some really high quality gas blowback airsoft guns, and the best news is they're going to be coming to Airsoft GI hopefully within the next year or so. But this guy right in front of me is probably the apple of my eye here. This is a gas blow rifle that uses obviously a gas blowback M4 magazine. I believe it's called the iOS 556. For those of you who know what model this is trying to replicate, you guys can do the math. I'm legally not allowed to say what it's trying to replicate, but look at the fore end. I love the M-LOK rail on this bad boy. It looks so clean and flush, flat. And then you have a fully uninterrupted Picatinny rail here up at the top for lights, lasers, optics, you name it. And you have a side charging handle that's ambidextrous. So you get a pull tab on either side, which is super convenient for all you right and wrong-handed users. And then moving towards the receiver group here, you have your bolt catch, magazine release, and selector, which are completely mirrored perfectly ambidextrously. So again, the manual of arms will not change whether you're a right or left-handed user, which is great. The pistol grip feels really nice, ergonomic, very thin, very easy to grab onto. I have pretty small hands, and it just like swallows the grip perfectly. It feels so comfortable to hold. and the stock. The stock is going to be fully retractable. I believe this also will have an adjustable cheek riser, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it does, like this. And then, of course, it folds. So this is going to definitely give you like the SCAR ACR kind of style vibes with how modular the stock is. And from what I've been told is that the magazine on the, that it's using is going to be similar to that of VFC M4 magazines. So it is a pretty well-known system out there, which will be good. So hopefully there will be a lot more aftermarket support coming out for platforms like this. So one thing that the folks at Maruyama were telling me is that actually for the iOS 556, right down here, this hex key over here is actually going to be your TDC hop-up unit, which is going to be pretty sick. So that probably means you're going to get some really nice range and accuracy out of this bad boy. All right, so the next thing that we're looking at from Maruyama is going to be the MP9. I mean, you guys know what this is. I mean, a model like this has been around in the airsoft market for as long as I even remember. So it's really cool to see that Maruyama is having their own take on it. You know, the MP9 is becoming more and more of a platform as time goes on, which is really cool to see. So the first thing that I noticed is that the magazine is actually going to be a lot different than a lot of the other MP9s out there. It's polymer, which is pretty cool. And then they have like this like fake, you know, bullet window thing, which I think is kind of a vibe. It definitely looks cool from afar. And I believe this holds about 42 rounds and has green gas here at the bottom that you can fill up, which is cool. And it has a nice bumper as well. So I'm assuming that like if you were to drop this guy, let's say, you know, the bumper will kind of help protect the magazine from any damage. It has a really nice durable polymer body, like most MP9s, and then you get your single-sided Picatinny rail here for lights and lasers, and you have an optic rail on the top for whatever optics, red dots you want to use, and then they have the traditional MP9 style iron sights, which are very low profile out of the way. And then you have an ambidextrous charging handle here that reveals the guts. Obviously, this is gas blowback. And then you have an ambidextrous safety / fire selector, and even the magazine release on both sides are going to be ambidextrous, which is cool to see. One thing I do love about the MP9 is how ergonomic the foregrip is. You know, just like holding it in your hands, it molds really nicely into your support hand, which is very nice. And then the flash hider here is going to be compatible with most of the, you know, MP9 style mock suppressors and other tracer units that exist out there. And then finally, of course, you have the folding MP9 iconic stock, which is also very comfortable to shoulder. So this is another really cool thing that you'll be able to see from Airsoft GI, hopefully in the near future. Do you guys know what this is? Oh man, this is the FMG9. This model, I guess you would say, has been around for a really long time in Airsoft. Even when I was a kid, like first starting out, this guy was around. So I'm really excited, really happy that a platform like this is finally making a comeback. And the coolest part is with the FMG9, this is compatible with Elite Force Glock parts and magazines, which is insane because I'm just so happy that the Elite Force Glock, I guess, like ecosystem is finally starting to become more and more compatible with a lot of these aftermarket, I guess you would say, airsoft guns and accessories, which is great. And this is going to be a full polymer construction, obviously, very high durable, high impact polymer. You have an integrated carrying handle here, which if you look closely inside the carrying handle, there's actually these really low profile iron sights. But let's be honest, if you're going to be playing with this on the field, honestly, just remove the carrying handle and just put an optic on this bad boy, because you can remove the carrying handle and it'll reveal a full travel Picatinny rail up top for lights, optics, lasers, whatever you want. There's this little nub over here, which is actually supposed to be kind of like a foregrip. So, you know, like it kind of folds in on itself, but it'll give you a really nice little reference point if you want to like two-hand it, which is pretty nice. It has an integrated cheek riser, which I think is kind of fancy, and you have a fixed position stock. The magazine is going to be compatible with Elite Force Glock style magazines. I believe this guy right here holds about 50 rounds. So plenty of firepower here. And you can expect to see this at Airsoft GI within a coming year or so. The final airsoft gun that I'm going to be showing you guys here from Maruyama is I'm also equally just as hyped as the iOS 556 from Maruyama. Is going to be the SPC. Look at this guy, absolutely gorgeous. I love the fact that it has, again, that full travel, full length Picatinny rail for accessories. Even just the body styling looks so aggressive and clean. I love that exposed bolt over here. And you're gonna have full ambi controls like the magazine release, bolt release, and fire selector on both sides, perfectly mirrored. So again, whether you're a right-handed or left-handed player, it's gonna be completely the same. And then on the fore end over here, you get a nice, I guess you would say, hybrid M-LOK and Picatinny handguard. So you get M-LOK here on the sides, on the bottom you have Picatinny. So, you know, there are some options available here if you want to accessorize up here in the front. And then you get a tri-lug MP5 style flash hider, which is going to be compatible with the wide variety of tri-lug mock suppressors and tracer units out there. So that's pretty cool to see. And one thing I really love about this model specifically is going to be that it comes with a buffer tube, so you can put on whatever M4 style stock you want to really make this guy your unique airsoft gun. And then the magazine is going to be identical to that of the MP9 from the Maruyama. So it's a polymer 42 round green gas magazine with that nice little bumper here at the bottom, and you have your gas inlet valve over here as well. So it's cool to see that Maruyama has like their own ecosystem going, which is pretty sick. So hopefully there will be more support for it in the long run. I'm really dying. Hopefully one of these days we'll be able to test it and shoot it, because this guy looks absolutely killer. Hopefully I hope that it's going to perform just as similarly. But if you don't like the specific model, don't worry, Maruyama does have you covered. They have a wide variety, or a few different, I guess, models of the SPC. So there's even a version here that has that wire PDW saw stock, if that's more of your thing. And then, they even have versions that have shorter handguards as well. So these are all models that are going to be coming to Airsoft GI within the coming year or so. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled, because I'm pretty sure these are going to be flying off the shelves. There's tons of game-changing innovations coming out to you from Taiwan. And I'm over here with James Chan from Max Tac, and he has actually invented an extremely innovative system that will change gas blowback and gas blowback magazines forever.